All right. I'm so excited, so honored to have Jennifer Cline here on the Move Happy Movement podcast. Thanks so much for being a part of the show today.
Thank you for inviting me. It's an honor.
Absolutely. For those that don't know, your background and whatnot, they haven't been on TikTok, obviously. But you and I connected through a TikTok video. You had seen one of mine magically,
Did we connect there? I thought we connected on LinkedIn.
Yeah, I think, well, I'd shared it maybe on LinkedIn and whatnot. And you're just like, when I started checking out your videos, I was like, wow, this lady's got like super dope skills and all things DIY and whatnot. For those that they haven't been introduced yet to you, why don't you share a little bit about, your origin story? Like,
okay,
what
that's
got
kind of
started?
When I think about my story, I think, how far back do I go? In a nutshell, I was married to a very handy guy. His name was Gary. He was a maintenance man at a local college, and he was one of those that could fix and build anything. And unfortunately, he was killed on his way to work 11 years ago. So that was a changing, obviously, point in my life. And through that and figuring out how do I move on, and we live in this old farmhouse and things needed done. I basically picked up his tools and taught myself how to fix things, how to work with tools, how to build things. And that has led me down a path of being a woodworker. Currently, I'm a full-time woodworker. I make predominantly flags, but that has spilled over into other avenues too. I like to repurpose, and it's opened up a world of social media and videos and teaching and inspiring people through those. So if I could cram the last 20 years into So
incredible story. And I'm so sorry for your loss. And
thank you.
You repurposing, redefining your life, and really inspiring hope in so many other people. Wow.
That's what I hope to do. That is my message. Especially now, I think a lot of my stories really hit home with a lot of people that are having to restart their lives. I've been a couple times where I felt like my life was ripped out. The rug was ripped out from underneath me, and you had to pick yourself up. And where do I go? How do I reinvent myself? And I feel like a lot of people, I've been through it, and I feel like a lot of people, especially now, are going through that same thing as well.
Yeah. And talk about keeping your husband's memory alive as well.
Yeah.
Teaching yourself, using probably the tools that he used, or maybe some new ones, but things that he would have had his hands on. Wow, that's incredible. Whew,
yeah,
that's incredible.
I feel like I include him, and a lot of times I'll use like his old drill, and people will be like, DeWalt's come out with newer ones, and I'm like, I know, and I have those, but occasionally I like to use his tools because I feel like I'm including him in my builds.
Absolutely.
So it's comforting to me, and they still work, so why not?
Yeah, why not? That's beautiful. Wow. Right. And that's such a strong testament to one of the pillars of Move Happy, which is really about keeping a strong, resilient mindset. So you've had to learn in one of the toughest situations that anyone can imaginably go through. What are some tips that you feel comfortable sharing with maybe some other women or men that are in the industry that you are in yourself, and maybe they're struggling right now with keeping a positive mindset?
For me, it was an absolute belief in faith. I don't know where I would be without my faith. And just my belief system, as far as sometimes being positive is a choice. A lot of times it's a choice. You just have to maybe not focus on what you've lost, but what you still have. And how am I going to make the best of what I've been dealt and what I've been given? And for me, staying positive, like staying busy and creating, and helping other people maybe through the creativity has also pushed me forward, and doing things like you said and touched on in my husband's memory. So all of that combined has given me a sense of purpose, and that's how I remain positive. Because I could sit around and cry about things, and what really, at the end of the day, what good is that going to do anybody? It's not going to help me or my kids. or any of my friends. So I choose to be positive.
I love that. And how many kids do you have?
I have two. I have a daughter, and she just turned 24 the other day, and my son is 15.
Oh, and you look fabulous, girl.
I just had a birthday too. I'm 49. So.
Woo! All right, we'll talk about your skincare off the camera.
Okay, I need to tell you.
No, that's wonderful, and you're being a great example to your kids and to any other moms out there. Wow,
thank you.
That's really great. And you
have
mentioned
to keep going, keep moving forward, keep going. Don't give up.
Yep, absolutely. And you mentioned a lot about your positive mindset and bringing how can you help others, and it sounds like you're really others focused, not focused on yourself, but really how can I add value to other people. And that's another strong pillar of Move Happy, as well as building strong communities. We know it is such a powerful tool to keep our happiness in check when we make sure we're connected to others.
Absolutely.
So what are some things that you've learned along your way? I know you said you're self-taught with the tools and whatnot. How have you, if you have, connected to others, either other women or men that are in the industry as well?
Well, that's where social media has been terrific, because I did not even realize on Instagram there was a complete community of woodworking people, and they're called makers. I had never heard the word makers. I didn't know what that was. But it's just basically people that use that make thing. It could be people that crochet. It could be people that woodwork like me, people that make soap. But there's a whole community of like-minded people that make a product. And so that has been wonderful to connect with like-minded people. I really think you need to be, as I get older, I realize how important it is to be choosy and careful about the people that we allow in our circle, because one toxic person, I've seen it before, can wreck a community. So I believe in the law of attraction. I think that's why we've met up. But I really think that you need a community, and you need a community of the right people around you.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. And that's an incredible reminder too. It's sometimes as kind people, if we're givers, it's easy for us to want to include everybody, right? Love everybody. But we have to remember to love ourselves too. And if there's one, weak link or one person,
you need to set boundaries.
Exactly.
And there are some people that just don't want to be happy. They're toxic people.
Yep.
And it isn't that, like, I will be nice to them.
Yeah.
And you can be nice to people, but you need to be very choosy about who you let in. Yep. And it's about setting boundaries for your own good.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. Thank you for that. Awesome.
And
I know you're
a bad person.
What's that?
I said, it doesn't mean you're a bad person. It just means you have standards.
Yeah.
And you just have to be choosy about who you allow in.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. You can still love people from a distance.
Right.
You have to spend every minute with them.
Exactly.
Awesome. Third pillar of Move Happy, of course, is movement related. I created the program initially in a psych hospital, very low budget / like $0. We had $100 to split. We had like 15 of us. It was like, okay, so no equipment.
Yeah.
So, we know the power of movement in helping us feel good.
Yes.
My goal is for people to hear from your story that are in your industry and hear what your favorite thing is, in hopes of getting more people to get up and move. So regardless of, budget, whatnot, what are some of your favorite ways to move your body that don't cost a lot?
Well, I am blessed to live in the country. I have 50 acres. My son and I, it was a day that, like, in Ohio, the weather's we've had like a nice day and then like snow the next, but on the nice days, we've been able to get out. We went for a walk through the woods.
Oh, cool.
And when the weather is nice, I will just get my music and I'll walk on the road. It's a road that I feel comfortable walking on. But aside from that, what I do with woodworking is a very physical activity in and of itself. For me to make my flags, they start with pallets, and I have to pull them apart, which takes a lot of effort. and pound the nails out.
Mm-hmm.
And just the things that I'm doing here are very physical. And so that in and of itself is really good exercise. But I feel when I'm kind of worn out at the end of the day, I'm like, okay, I feel like I've used up everything that God gave me. And it's a very good feeling to know that I was active the whole day.
That's
I'm
awesome.
not one of those people that can sit still for very long.
Yeah, you don't sound like it at all.
I feel good moving. Yeah, I always have to be doing something and moving. And yeah, I'm like, okay, I used up every bit of energy you gave me, so it's a good thing.
I love that. And you're doing what you love too. So
yeah, I truly do.
Yeah. That's incredible. Awesome. Well, you're doing so many things. I know you mentioned about your flag business and whatnot. You're creating all of these cool projects and sharing it on your social media. How can Move Happy support you? What are you really excited about right now?
What I'm really excited is my growth on TikTok and my videos, that they are taking off and they're reaching a whole new audience. And actually TikTok, with my backstory and with like being in the tool industry, I'm a minority. And I would really like to inspire women and especially the next generation of young girls. And with TikTok, what makes me excited is when I look at my demographic, it's 85% female. Now it doesn't break down and give you the ages.
Wow.
But I feel like finally I'm getting to the audience that I had initially set out to inspire. Because, and not that I don't love my men followers, but a lot of them are, oh, I love those overalls, or you look really nice in that out. Like, thank you, but that isn't what that
wasn't your purpose.
Set out to do.
Yeah.
Like, acknowledge my work. Like, man, you really did a great, like this palette wall, like I did that. That's one of my projects.
Yeah, that does look really cool.
But yeah, TikTok is, I finally feel like I found my people.
Yeah.
That's who I set out to inspire.
That's awesome. So you want more people to go onto your TikTok. What's your handle?
It's at Miss DeWalt, or Jennifer Cline at Miss DeWalt.
Awesome.
They'll be able to find me if they just hit Miss DeWalt in there, or that hashtag. I'm all over on there.
Awesome.
But yeah, they'll be able to find me.
We'll make sure we put it in the comments below when we post this live. Awesome. Awesome.
And I have my own merchandise too, if I can do a plug for that.
Yes.
That's another thing that I'm excited about is on TikTok, I've grown enough to the point where I have brands reaching out to work with me, which is really exciting because especially, this is a crazy time. We have to look for other ways to make money. So if I can I plug real quick?
Heck yes, girl.
Okay,
you put the work in.
Can you see? This is a picture I actually took of myself.
That's so dope. I remember seeing that too. Yeah.
The boots, it kind of represents the male, like typically male side with my work boot. And then here's like the female. It's like both sides of me. Like there's my dress shoes. So this is on Teespring, and if people are on LinkedIn, I have all of my affiliate links on there. But I set up a storefront called Jennifer's Boutique. Boot is BOOT and then IQUE. So boutique. But that was a picture that I took of myself, and at the time I knew it was something special. And since I posted it, so many women, I did not expect the response. Although I knew it was a special photo. I'm honestly kind of glad that my face isn't in it, because so many women saw that and went, oh my gosh, that's me.
Yep.
And it was women, like, it crossed boundaries. I took it from a woodworking perspective, but women that are in the military, that wear combat boots, we're like, oh my gosh, that's me. And then they tag their friends and like, that's us. So because my face isn't in it, and I'm glad it isn't, they looked at it and they're like, that is me. That's me in the picture. And so many women thought that. Or like women in the trades, or like truck drivers, or the electricians, or the women that wear work boots. Really saw themselves. So I'd like to make a little plug for that. It's on t-shirts and everything else.
Love it. And one more time, the link for them to order that is?
It's on Teespring. Teespring, and the link is in LinkedIn. I believe I have all of my affiliate links on that.
Cool. All right, cool.
So it's Jennifer's Boutique, or if you search boots and heels, you should find it too.
Yeah, that's a very dope photo for those that are listening to the show. Yeah, we'll make
Maybe we can add a link when I post this podcast, I'll include a link too.
Sounds good. Awesome.
Okay.
And
Thank you.
absolutely. You know, it's really been great having you on the show. I always like to close it out with something fun and funky to help people kind of get to know you a little bit better. You've shared a lot already about yourself.
Yeah.
You're a really open person. I love that. I appreciate that about you. So totally on the fly, like we didn't talk about this before. What's one of your favorite projects that you've created that you feel really proud of?
Okay, so the first thing, one of my absolute favorite, and I actually feel like it's a parallel to my own life.
Mm-hmm.
It's a couch. It's a big Victorian couch that I found on the side of the curb. It was trash night, and I just happened to be on this road at a certain time and saw it and went back and like hurried up and grabbed it. And it was the couch basically. It's kind of like the Cinderella story. Like this couch, who knows the history? It came from an old farmhouse. It probably was packed away in somebody's attic for years and years and was ugly and nobody wanted it. And it gets kind of rescued from the curb. And I took it home and recycled it and made it into this beautiful, as a couch, it was done as a couch because it really, I don't know how to reupholster, but I redid it into like a showpiece for a greenhouse that I'm going to be building.
Oh, cool.
And it's just beautiful. So, and that video of me redoing that got 14 million views on TikTok.
Wow.
So I kind of feel like it's a parable for my life in that, you know, sometimes you're tucked away and you feel like nobody's paying attention and you're ugly. And then all of a sudden when it's your time, because I feel like timing is everything.
Yeah.
When it's your time, you will be redone and put out for everyone, for the world to see.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful.
So I feel like
sharing that.
That's kind of my story too.
Heck
so
yeah.
That's my favorite project.
Now is your time. Now's your time.
My time. It's my time to shine.
We'll definitely have to have you back for a 2.0 version and get that greenhouse in. We'll to update everybody on that.
Okay.
This has been really fun. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.